send you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll just go through this.
Yes, sir.
So now, as we know, he has given the 3 sketches, and the sketch what you have to draw is this one. Can you see this here? Can you see the sketch here? Can you see this image? Can you see the image?
Yes, sir.
Then speak up. So see here. So what
Sir.
what we have to do is we have to create this part. So the dia 100, and we have to create this one, and this we have to do. Once it is done, we have to make it, and again we have to rotate and do. So instead of doing this one, it will take some time. So that's why I'll go with the helix. Okay. So that means even this has a 6 number of sides. I'll do it,
No, sir.
and I'll tell you how to do this. Okay. See here now. I'll just go to this. So are you guys watching those videos what we have posted in the YouTube? Is that helpful?
Sir.
Okay. So now what we have to do is we have to be creating that thing on 3 planes. So first of all, I'll just go with this front plane, and what I'll do is I'll just create one helix. So with 6 number of sides, and I'll just create it in this pattern, and I'll give the dimensions to this one as 100. Okay. So I'll make it as 100. So to make it constrained, we need to have an axis. So to create that axis, I'll just take the center line and then create it like this. So now everything is fully defined. So what I'll do is I'll say exit. So now, as we know, we had only 3 planes. So we don't have any extra plane. Even see this one, and this one. So the front plane is only one. So what he's trying to say in the sketch is to take the what we say that reference planes. So to take the reference plane, what you have to do is you can notice the reference geometries in the future. So in the features, you can see the reference geometry. Once you click on this, you have reference planes here. So once you click on this reference plane, so a dialog box will be opened. So this is, so once you click on this part navigating tree, so which plane you want? I want this front plane. So once you select the front plane, it will come at some distance. So that distance can be maintained by this. So I want it on 45 units, right? The second plane for drawing the sketch, it is 45 units. So once it is done, I'll say okay. So now what I'll do is I'll just create the second sketch on this. Did you got it how to take the reference plane? Any doubts? Any doubt in taking the reference plane, guys?
Sir, it's just showing the
What? Did you got it? How
now
I
it
got?
has come, sir.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I can't hear you. Faizan, did you got it? How to take this reference plane?
Yes, sir.
Meghana, Darshan,
Sir, once I can explain.
Darshan, did you got it? How to take the reference plane?
Sir, explain once again, sir.
No, I'll tell it. I'll explain it once again. Okay, no worries. So to take this reference plane, I'll just delete this now. I don't want it now. So to take that reference plane, as we know, the first sketch has been done on this. So that is nothing but the front plane. To take the extra reference plane, so what we have to do is you have to click on this reference geometries here. So here you have a
Yes.
thing called plane. So just select that reference plane, and then these things will be vanished off. Now you don't have the plane to get. So that's why what we'll do is we'll click on this part navigating tree. We'll go with the front plane. So once the front plane is selected, just see where you want. If you want it on the back side, so just say flip offset. So there is a thing called flip offset. So if you say it will be coming backwards, but we want it in the front, right? So it will come like this. Okay. So once it is done, just assign the distance how much he has given. He has given it as 45 for the second sketch. So now did you got it how to take the reference plane?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just select this plane and I'll go on sketch. So now what he's trying to say is, so the second sketch should be at an angle of 15 degree from the first sketch, right? So that's why what I'll do is, before doing anything, I'll just directly click here and I'll draw an axis line and I'll assign the angle. And I'll assign the angle from this line to this line as how much? 15 degrees, right?
50.
15 degree. Just go through the second text to see here, right? I'll show you. See here, he's telling, right, sweep with 3 sketches with 100%, 50, 75 and 50% with the rotation angle of 15 degree each. Okay. So this was the first sketch with, say, this was at 0 degree. So now I've tilted to 15 degree. Now we'll just take this and I'll create it upon this line. And now what I'll do is I have to reduce the dimensions by 70%. See, he has given it. So sweeps 3 sketches with the size 100%. The 100% sketch what we have taken it as 100 now. Now I have to reduce it. So how I will do it is I'll just select this. I'll make it as 100 into 0.75. So that is nothing but 75% of the older sketch. Got it? Got my point? Any issues?
No, sir.
Okay. So see it is not fixed to this point. So now what I have to do is I'll just press the control button. I'll select this point and this line and I'll make it coincident. Okay. So once it is done, again I'll say exit sketch. Now I have to take the third plane, right? So again I'll go with this reference geometry, planes. Now I'll select the same front plane. So what is the third plane distance he has given?
95, sir.
95, very good. So I'll just give the dimension here as 95. So now I have created the third plane successfully. Now I'll select this plane. Now I'll go on sketching this. So I'll make it normal too. Again, I'll just create one center line from here to here. Now tell me what should be the angle for this line. What should be the
Degree.
angle? How much? Chiranjeevi.
30, sir.
30, very good. Everybody got it? Why it is 30? Please speak up. Sunil, Darshan, why it is 30? Did you got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sunil, did you got it?
Yes, sir.
Meghana,
Sir,
Faizan, Samir. Samir and Faizan, did you guys got it? Why it is 30? So just because he has given it sketch to sketch, it should be 15 degrees. As I am taking from the same single reference, so it is 15, and again from here to here, it should be 30. If I take the angle from here to here, it should be 15. Okay, so that's why. So now what I'll do is again I'll just go with this. So I'll take one helix. I'll just point it there. So now what is the dimension of this now? 100 into 0.5, right? It should be reduced to 50%.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So next I'll just make these two guys as coincident. So once they are coincident, sketch will be fully defined. So now, so as we know from this, the part what we did yesterday's class, so to make this extrude and extrude cut, we had only one sketch now, but how many sketches we have?
3.
To add material on more than one sketch, so we have to use this lofted boss bar base or boundary boss bar base. Okay. So now tell me, so all three these things are hexagons, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the first point, and it has shifted here, right? 15 degree, this point. See, this point has shifted here and this point has shifted here, right? So the sketch
Yes,
has
sir.
tilted to 15 degrees. The software sometimes won't agree to this. So that's why what you have to create is you have to create the things called guide curves. Okay. To create the guide curves, so what you have to do is just click on these curves. So go with curve through reference point. Okay. So just click on these curves, curve through reference point. Just go on selecting the points, the first point, second, and the third. You can notice the line has came right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Same way, click on this curve, go through reference points. So again, create one more curve. So it should be 2. So once it is done, just go to this lofted boss bar base. So now what it will ask, let's see. So it will ask for the profile 1, the profile 2, and the profile 3. So once it is done, just click on this guide curves. You can notice it has tilted. So just select the guide curve 1. This is the guide curve 1. And select this as the guide curve 2. So once you select this, say OK to this. Now you can notice the part has been completed successfully. See, so we added material to the more than one sketch successfully. Got it? Any issues?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So same way, if you want to create it without the guide curve, so the option what you have to use, so it is called as the boundary boss bar base. So how to do it means just select this boundary boss bar base and just go on selecting the tilted points like this, 1, 2, and 3. So this will create with automatic guide curves once you select the tilted points. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Any issues?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So same way, so just try to use this lofted cut and boundary cut. So these two things will remove the material. Okay. So as you added the material by using these 3 planes, so that thing will remove the material by using these 3 planes. Okay. Will you try that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sir.
So now we'll just move on to this remaining tools what we have. And someone was messaging me about this one. So how to take this standard views box, right? So someone was asking for this, right? So to do that,
Yes,
so
sir,
what you
it's
have,
me.
so just click on this insert. So can you see this insert here?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
or else you just go with this view and wait, I'll just go through it. Table second part. So you do one thing, you just give a right click on this bar, okay? You just give a right
Yes, sir.
click here and you can notice the standard views. Can you see this? The standard views here. See, if you off that, that thing
Yes,
will
sir.
go off. You just give a click and you just switch on the standard views, it will come, okay? So it will come sometimes somewhere here, somewhere here.
Okay, sir.
You just drag it and place it wherever you want it. Now we'll just move on to this. I guess
Yes, sir.
I've skipped this whole wizard. I'll explain you what is this whole wizard. It is the easiest thing. So hole wizard is a common tool which is used to create holes, okay? So I'll just have one rectangular box. So now just select this whole wizard. So just place or select the flat surface where you want to create a hole. So just for example, I'll just select this. I'll select this face now. See here, once again, I'll tell you, just select this whole wizard. So just click on this position. Sorry, I just forgot. Just click on these positions. and select this face. So once you select this face, just place somewhere and make it normal to, and just try to assign the dimension to this particular point. Okay. So from here to here, say I want it at some 30. Same way, just select this plane and this line, and I'll make it some 40. Okay. So it will be placed. Got it right? So once the positioning is done, you just go through the type of the point or type of the hole you want. Now you have the n number of hole types here. See, so whatever the type you select, it will be done in that particular type. See, if you want to change, you can change the depths and diameters here. Just give a double click to these values and you can change. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, sometimes if the hole is not appearing, see this now this hole is not appearing. It is because it is in inches. Just change it to ISO. So then it will be visible. Okay. So this is a screw type of hole. So if you want to change the dimensions and all, you just come down and you can notice the values here. See, now it is blind. You can make it reverse. So the size, hole size is 1 mm. I'll make it some 3 mm. Okay. So you can change each and everything, customize holes. So it's a dual hole. You can make with drill size, each and everything. So let's go with this kind of hole now. So I'll just say OK to this. And you can notice the hole has been created exactly. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next thing what we have is called as the 3D fillet. Just select this fillet and just try to select one of the edge here. And you can notice that particular part will be filleted. See here, it has filleted, right?
Yes, sir.
So the same way in fillet, we have different types of fillet. So this is called as variable fillet. So this thing, what it will do is once you click on this, so it will give you the two radiuses. If you just double click, so the radius value is 10 here, I'll make it some 25 and I'll keep it as 10 itself. If you want to make the changes in between, just try to select that particular point and even you can change that. Now it is 25. I'll make it some 15 now. So once you say OK, so that particular radius will be filleted. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
So now in the same way in radius, we have this face fillet. So what you have to do is you have to just select two faces. The common end of it will be filleted. Okay. That I'll show you. Just select this and this. So the common edge between these two faces will be filleted. So the last thing, it is called as a tritangent fillet, what we have learned. So just select this. So just select this face. Just click on this, select the middle face, and again select the third box and select this face. This whole face will be filleted. Okay. So this is how it will works. So the next tool what we have, it is called as the chamfer. So what you have to do is you have to select any one of the edge and you can notice angle and distance, angle and distance. If you say distance and distance, it will take distance and distance. Once you say okay, so that particular thing will be chamfered. Any issues?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. The same way we have this linear and circular pattern. So we don't use these things, curve driven, sketch driven, everything. So it is totally, these things can be done only in the sketcher part. So that's why we depend on this linear and circular pattern to do that. So what you have to do is, say I'll just select this, I'll go on sketch. So now I'll be showing you the linear sketch pattern. The same way what you have did in your sketcher part, right? So there you pattern the sketches. Here we will pattern a 3D object. So I'll just reduce the size of this guy and say okay to this. So now just go to this linear pattern. So the same thing, same tools will be there. Just come down. So here features to pattern. So just select this features to pattern. Select this feature. Now just go up and you can see the direction one. So select this as the direction of first patterning. So make it reverse direction and assign how much distance you want between them and increase the numbers. Same way direction 2 will be just select this edge. So increase the number of entities. See, it is going in this direction. Again make it reverse. Just increase the size between. So once it is done, just say okay to this. That particular part will be patterned. Okay. Easy, right? Should I explain you again, or did you got it?
Explain it again, sir.
Okay. So till this one, this part, extra part, you got it. So to make it linear pattern in this direction and in this direction, just click on this linear pattern. So just go down and you'll see features to pattern. So this is a feature. So we are not making a face to pattern. So just select this box here and select this feature. So to assign the direction, so what we'll do is select this direction, select this one. So in this direction, it will be pattern. Just say make it reverse. And the same time, direction 2 will be this edge. So that means in this direction, it will be patterned. Okay. So once it is done, just say okay to it. Things will be patterned. Got it? Any issues?
No,
No.
sir.
Okay. Now we'll just move on to this circular pattern. I'll just close this. So now I'll just go with this circular pattern. So to make the pattern circular, so what we'll do is I'll just say I have a circle, and I'll show you a beautiful tool. That means not only a solid part you can pattern, you can even pattern a cutted part. How? Just see here, I'll just sketch on this part. I'll make it normal too. I'll just create a corner rectangle, something like this. So once it is done, instead of adding the material to it, what I'll do is I'll just remove the material from it. Okay, so the material has been removed. Now I'll just directly move to the circular pattern here. So I have features to pattern. So what I'll do is I'll just come to this part navigating tree and select this extrude cut as my features to pattern. Then I'll just select this circumference of the circle, and you can notice the cutting has been applied, right? So just increase the number of cuttings, and once you say okay to it, it will be cutted in a circular part. Got it?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Got it? Or should I explain this thing again? So after the circular patterning, everything, so we have a thing called rib. So what is this rib? Rib is a command which is used for the sake of support. So what sort of support you'll get to know now. For example, say I have a slab like this, and I'll just add the material to this guy. Okay, now if I just try to add some load on this thing, so what it will be bended, right? To avoid this, we have to give some support to this. So to provide that support, so what we will do is I'll just go with this rib, and I'll select this face. So once I select this face, it will automatically turn to this Sketcher workbench. So then what I'll do is I'll just try to give, or I'll just try to draw a line from here to here like this, and I'll say exit to this. So now you can notice it is being added at both the direction, but we don't have any support here. So that's why I'll just make it as single direction. And the arrow mark is going in opposite direction. I'll just click on this arrow mark and I'll say okay to this. And you can notice a support will be created. See here. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is called as rib here. The same way, so the same drafting what we have, what you are seeing here, we have already seen in the time of extrude. So instead of making it straight, we have drafted with some angles, right? So the next thing what we have is called as shell. So shell is also a very good option. So which is used to make things hollow. For example, say I have a rectangular box like this, and I want to remove the material inside by leaving some edges. Okay, so to do that, I'll just select this shell here, select this face, and I'll assign the thickness as some 3 mm to it. So, and if I say okay to this, leaving 3 mm, each and every material will be removed and it will be converted into a hollow box. Got it? Got it? Got my point? Everyone, did you got that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No issues with it, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So the next very important tool is called as warp. So I'll just explain you what is this warp. So it is used to create letterings on a particular part. So to do that, so what I have to do is, so I'll just take the circular object like this, and I'll just add the material on it. So you have done in your machine, lathe machine, what we say that lab. So you used to punch your USN number on this that things, right? So to write something on this, so what we have to do is we have to take a reference plane. So I'll just select one reference plane. For example, I'll just take this one and I'll just take it away from it. So I'll just take it away from the cylindrical object and I'll say okay to it. Now I'll just select that particular plane and I'll just write the sketch whatever I wanted on this particular shaft here. So to write a text, what I'll do is I'll just take a line command like this and I'll just draw a line, for example, from here to here, and I'll just go text here. I'll select the line, I'll just write it whatever I want. I'll just write it as Apex Global Tech. Okay, so if you want to vary the fonts and all, you just click on this and you can change the shape and size of this particular letterings. Okay, can you see that, right? It's quite visible, right? So now can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once it is done, I'll just say okay to this. Now what I'll do is I'll say exit sketch. Now I'll just move to this warp. So now just directly select the sketch here and just select the cylindrical shape. Once it is done, you can notice that lettering has been directly copied on that particular cylindrical part. If you say emboss, emboss means it will come above. So pulling direction, let it be the same and just make it as some 2 mm. And if I say okay to it, and you can notice that particular letterings will be printed on that particular cylindrical part what you have done. Okay, see, can you notice this?
Yes, sir.
So this is called as emboss. If you go with deboss, so deboss is nothing but it will be uh, punched inside that particular material. I'll show you it. Just one. So just select this line, and select the cylindrical part, and I'll go with deboss, and
What does then spread mean?
sorry, scribe.
Yes.
So scribe is nothing but it will just scratch on it. In earlier days, whenever you just try to gift something to you, that guy with that missing grrr, he used
Yes,
to
sir,
write
yes,
your
sir.
name. So that is called
On,
as
on metal things.
yeah, on that metal thing. So that is called as scribing. Okay, just scratching it.
Okay, sir.
So deboss is nothing but it will be printed inside. If you can notice,
Okay.
see, it will be
Yes,
cutted. All it will be punched. Okay.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. So
Depots can be in bricks.
yeah, deboss can be done on the bricks. Okay. So it is nothing but it's a normal punching process. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. So I guess